Channel 3 News in HD starts now.
Viewing adult pornography is protected by the Constitution.
But what happens when the X-rated material is being viewed at a public place, say a public library? Tonight, in the second part of his undercover report, Carl Monday looks at lewd libraries and why some parents are outraged that their kids are being exposed to internet porn.
Hardcore pornography, patrons performing sexual acts. Let's pay a visit to your local library.
Excuse me, sir. Hey, what you looking at?
It may seem like your neighborhood smut shop.
What do you think this is, an X-rated bookstore?
It's actually the downtown public library, where minutes earlier we watched this patron log on to a pornographic website.
This is a library, for God's sakes. What are you looking at, man?
But the peep show isn't just playing downtown. Our undercover cameras and incident reports show that pornography and the security and freedom of speech issues that come with it are being raised in libraries all over town, from Cleveland to the suburbs.
Is this the place to be looking at? X-rated, huh?
And we're not just talking about dirty old men.
I expected to find a bunch of busy little kids just in homework, but nothing like that. That was a total shock.
Charles and Mary McNamee took their 5th grade son CJ and some friends to the Fairview Park Library. CJ got an eyeful. A 12-year-old boy nearby was on the computer, and he wasn't doing his homework.
I saw the computer with the nasty stuff on it.
Fairview is part of the 28-branch county library system, where procedures are in place to monitor computer abuse.
They have to go and get a computer pass, an internet pass, and they turn in their card, and if there's the sticker is not on the reverse side of the card, they cannot access the internet system.
If that's the case, how did a 12-year-old end up on a pornographic website?
Staff do their best to monitor, to make sure they're aware of what's going on. Will things happen? Yes. Are we prepared to deal with them? Yes.
I haven't even explained the birds and the bees to him yet, and he has to get introduced to porn at the public library, of all places.
McNamee's son would have gotten an advanced course on sex education if only he'd been at the Berea Library the day we found Mike Cooper at the computer. We caught Cooper pleasuring himself while viewing a porn site not far from the children's room.
What do you have to say to the public, that watched you do that?
That I'm sorry, and that it will never happen again.
Did you realize that that's, it's a criminal act to do that in public?
No, I did not know that.
Carl Geddes must have known what he was doing after he was caught with stacks of child porn at the downtown library. He's a 2-time child sexual predator.
We're going to go to case number 480394.
Terry Julian is awaiting trial, accused of showing a 14-year-old boy porn on the library internet and luring him to the men's room for sex. And then there's the teen girl caught for a 3rd time having sex in the library bathroom before breaking the sink.
Once we get a hold of it and we deal with it, for me, I think it's the safest place to be.
But library safety is a concern throughout the country. In a Bellevue, Ohio library, they caught a cross-dresser exposing himself. In Philadelphia, a homeless man tried to rape an 8-year-old girl in a library bathroom and left her for dead.
I was shocked.
Joe Schlegel doesn't like what he sees at the library. Patrons at the Strongsville branch downloading porn at will.
It was hardcore pornography. They were looking at videos and they were looking at still pictures of people having sex.
Schlegel has 3 kids under age 4. He wants libraries to filter out the porn.
Same man was sitting at a computer looking at pornography 5 feet from the children's section, and there's children in there at story hour getting a book read to them by a librarian.
But libraries say they're caught in a delicate balancing act.
We believe in free access to information, and the viewing of pornography is constitutionally protected.
The ACLU says generally, libraries are not required to filter out pornography, and an overly sensitive filter could block out vital information, like the stories on breast cancer detection.
While we want to make sure that kids are protected from truly obscene materials, we don't want these filters to go so far as to block out material that is helpful and informative for people.
So every system sets its own policy. In Lakewood, no filters, but there is zero tolerance for internet porn.
If it's a pornographic site, we'll call the police. The police will make a determination if a crime has been committed, and they'll make the bust.
At the county library, staffers are being trained to take action.
Our staff is empowered to do what the situation calls for, okay? So there's no running around looking for the boss or the manager. You know, if you need a copper, you call them.
But at local libraries, it doesn't always happen, even when librarians themselves are threatened. At this Cleveland branch on Fulton, librarian Helen Zalucky was touched from behind by an elderly man who was also blowing kisses at young girls. Zalucky waited 3 weeks before reporting the incident after learning the suspect was Lester Bash, a registered sexual predator who served time for raping 2 10-year-old boys.
I went to look up the books and everything, and he followed me into the stacks, and he groped me.
Librarian Kathy Dunn says she was manhandled by a man at the Vermillion Library.
I mean, you don't go into a library, especially a public library, and freaking like grope somebody. You don't do that. You know, it made me really upset.
We've been in contact with Berea police regarding the Mike Cooper incident, the one involving the man we caught on videotape at the Berea Library. Police say they are aware of the incident but are waiting to hear from library officials before opening an official investigation. The county library says it's reviewing the matter.
It sounds like a real mixed bag in terms of what the libraries can do, Carl, if they want to shut this kind of nonsense down inside their own libraries. Like Lakewood was obviously pretty tough.
Yeah.
What can other libraries do if they choose to sort of suppress this porn in the library business?
Well, given some of the legal questions, some libraries have tried to compromise by going to filter and non-filter sections. In other words, filtering out where children might have access to a computer, but in areas where adults only have access, they allow the pornography to be accessed.
Well, thanks so much for bringing this to our viewers' attention.
Oh, yeah.
Parents will think twice before they just drop their child off.
Yeah, let's hope.
This needs to be talked about a lot more. All right, Carl, thank you.